Programs for Art Festival. And the era that we are studying in school is what? The Baroque. Very good, very good. So we have here today a very special man, very good friend of mine. His name is Mr. Karan Singh. Say hello. Say hello to sir. Okay. He's a guitar maker. Okay. Imagine, he makes guitars, very special guitars, not your regular guitars, but he makes them with his own beautiful hands. Okay. And he has a very interesting story. So he'll be telling you about how guitars are made, the background, and about his life story, and so many other things. Okay. So yes, it's so glad we could have you with us. Thank you so much, Karan. And I'll give the rest of the time to you.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning, sir. Yeah, much better. Thank you. It's lovely to see all of you over here. Yeah. I think when I was in class 6, I don't think there was any concept of music where I was studying. So it's really nice to see all of you excited about music. And I didn't even know what the word Baroque meant till I was, I think, 23 or 24 years old. So well done. My name is Karan Singh. I build guitars, as Emmanuel so just told you. It's under a company name called Bigfoot. Yeah. Bigfoot. Yeah, so Bigfoot Guitars. We're here in Gurgaon, and we work out of a very small little workshop. My friend Abid over here, he works with me, and there's one more chap. So there's 3 of us who pretty much get together, and we do everything pretty much from selecting a log of wood. We start out with a big log of wood, and over a period of a few months, we convert that into, something like this. Yeah. Can you just put this on the stand, Abid? They moved the stand. Take it. Okay, so just a little background. How many of you play guitar over here? Hell, everybody. Wow. Okay. So let's try and figure out what we know about guitars. How many of you know how old the guitar is as an instrument? When did people start playing the guitar? What is the history of the guitar? Anyone? Anyone? Yeah?
I just know that guitar is a Spanish instrument.
What's your name? Siddhir. Siddhir, well done. That's so Siddhir here says, I just know that the guitar is a Spanish instrument. And to a large extent, that is pretty much true. The guitar is one of those really weird instruments that people do not know for sure where it started. They don't know who started it. They don't know which year it was, first designed in. And it's a pretty interesting story. So I'll give you a very brief version of it. The word guitar is, you break it up, it's gi and tar. The word tar comes from Sanskrit. Yeah, what does tar mean? Exactly, like a string or a wire. And if you start studying the history of the instrument, there are 2 schools of thought. There are 2 major groups of people who talk about how the guitar started out. The first group say that it started off in Spain. This was close to the year, somewhere in the 1500s, or late 1500s, early 1600s. It used to be an 8-stringed instrument. It had 4 pairs of strings, 4 courses. And then over a couple of 100 years, those 4 pairs became 5 pairs, and then it became 6, and then they got rid of all the extra strings and made it 6 single strings. And that's the guitar as we know it today. The other line of thought is actually much, much older, like much older. 1600 AD was literally yesterday. It was only 400 years ago. Yeah, so the other line of thought says that the guitar, it started off, its ancestors were stringed instruments, called tanpuras. How many of you know what a tanpura is? A lot of people here. Yeah, it's a folk instrument from here, isn't it? The tanpura. Tambur? Yeah. There we go. So there are many variations of that particular instrument that have come down over the years. But basically, the roots of that instrument go back to 1500 BC. 1500 BC. How many years is that? Yeah, just a little bit before you were born. Yeah? A year or two before you were born. Who's the oldest person here? It's me. I was alive when that was happening, so. 3,500 years, well done. Thank you. If I tell you, then you won't believe me. You know? Okay, yeah, so it goes back about 3,500 years. The tambura, as a lot of you would know over here, is basically a rounded bowl of an instrument with a stick for a neck and a couple of strings on it. The number of strings kept changing over the years, and finally, by the time it started off in Greece, by the way. There are also pictures that the Egyptians have left behind, which is why we know it was still around in 1500 BC. There are a lot of drawings and paintings of Egyptians playing the harp and the tambura, which are in their pyramids. Yeah. You have a question? Just take the mic. Take the mic, please, so I can hear you.
According to myth, there was one god, Greek god Hermes.
Yeah.
So he created the guitar using a tortoise shell and some the tortoise tendons he put on top of the shell, and he made it with a stick.
Absolutely. And that's actually a pretty accurate description of what the tambura was, which is the ancestor of the guitar. So yes, it wasn't a modern guitar like we know it today. It never used to look like that. But that was where the instrument began. That is what it originally looked like. So yes, tortoise shells, various other animals which had hard shells, armadillos, various other animals from around the world were used. That is true. Yes, sir.
So like the guitar has changed a lot from the tanpura. The tanpura had a string from which you played on and you put it close to your neck like the violin. But the guitar has a thing to play and then you play it with that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So yes, because you're looking at this, you have to look at this over many hundreds of years. You know, so every 100 years or every 50 years, there's a slight change that happens to the instrument, and then suddenly after 400-500 years, it's a completely new instrument. Anyway, so that's a little bit about where the guitar comes from. However, what the instrument is today is completely different. Today we largely have two basic or two broad categories into which acoustic instruments fall, acoustic guitars fall. One is what you call the steel string guitars, and the other is the nylon string, or the classical guitar as we know it. Yeah? The nylon string within itself has a few subdivisions, like a flamenco guitar or a classical guitar or whatever else. There's many variations. But broadly, you've got nylon strings and steel strings. Now, what I can do, there's a couple of options for all of you. Would you like to know how, a little bit about what happens in the making of a guitar? Or how a guitar is put together? Yeah? Yes, 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 yes. No, see, we have a couple of no's. How many yeses? No, okay. All right, so let me begin by explaining to you how we do what we do. Yeah. So let's say step one is first we need to identify the wood that we use. A lot of what goes into making a guitar depends on the wood. A lot of the final product, the tone, the sound that people flip out over and they're in love with when they hear a good guitar comes from two things. One is the wood that we use, and the second is the craftsman who's making it. How well has it been put together, right? It's a combination of both those things. So we start off by, let's say, identifying a species of wood that we want to use. It could be rosewood, it could be mango, it could be... How many of you eat imli? You like imli, yeah? Yeah. So imli, the wood from imli makes a brilliant sounding guitar. As does mango, as does... You know what jackfruit is? So jackfruit makes some of the most beautiful instruments on the planet. Yeah. So there's a number of species of wood that are available in our country, which are not what you will typically see in the music stores, because those come from the US. Yeah. And then of course you have shisham, you have rosewood. There's a lot of types of wood that you can use. So we go to the sawmill and we select a big log. And then we get it chopped into like 2-inch planks. Once that chopping up is done, we start cutting it into even thinner pieces. Do you know what the thickness of a top is, a guitar top? An acoustic guitar or a classical guitar top. Do you have any idea how thick this piece of wood is? One centimeter. 1 centimeter? How many people? 1 millimeter. Okay, now we've gone to 1/10 of that. Okay. 1 millimeter? Anyone for 1 millimeter? 3 millimeters. 2 millimeters. Okay. 6.5. All right, so it's somewhere between 2 and 3 millimeters thick. Each piece is going to be a little bit different, but it's usually between 2 and 2.5 is where I would put it on my guitars, which basically means that it's a very thin top. You see how thin that is? Now, the fun part is when you take this to a machine, when you have a big, thick piece of wood, you can't cut it this thin. There are no machines that can cut a piece of wood this thin. So we need to do that by hand. Yeah, using hand planes. You've seen carpenters using them? Do any of you have a woodworking class here? Do you have any kind of a woodworking program? Okay. So we use hand planes and we take these down to about 2.5 millimeters thick. Now what happens at that point is that this top, it becomes really loose. It becomes like a piece of cardboard because it's so thin, which is no good because it's not going to produce nice sound. Sorry, you have a question? Where's the other mic here? Sorry, who has the manual? Yeah?
How do you find the edges of the guitar?
How do I?
Find the edges of the guitar.
How do I find the edges?
So like, how do you make it so smooth?
How do I make it so smooth? Oh, that's... well, we cut this out by hand. We've got small machines that can cut this outline out. It's like a saw, like a mechanized saw. Otherwise, you can also do it by hand using a very thin jeweler's saw, which you have to carefully go around. You draw an outline, and then you just carefully cut around with it. You get used to it after a few times. It's not that difficult.
Children, we'll take questions after.
We'll take questions after?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's finish speaking. By then, probably all your questions will be answered anyway.
Okay. So once, when we take this down to about 2.5 millimeters thick, it becomes really loose like cardboard. So at that point, what I need to do is make it a little bit more stiff. The whole game of making a guitar is dealing with stiffness and looseness of wood. And adding that stiffness is done like this. There's a lot of little pieces of wood arranged in a strange shape, which have been glued onto the top. These things they have two roles. This is like the most important part of what goes on inside a guitar. These are called braces. You see all this? The idea behind these braces is to make the top strong, but also allow it to sound good when the strings are strummed. So it takes a little bit of experience to figure out just what the size of these braces needs to be. But once that's ready, this top is now ready to be glued onto the back and sides. So for example, there's the back. This, what you're looking at right now, it's an unfinished piece. It's not been sanded, it's not been polished, because it's still being built. Little bit of trivia. This is the world's most expensive wood. Yeah. maybe by today's standards, it's not a lot of money, but in my mind, it's still a crazy amount of money for. So one guitar, now imagine this one back and these two sides. What would this cost? 20 crores, man. I've never seen a crore in my life. You're talking about 20 crores. I'm a woodworker. I'm not a multimillionaire. I'm not Tony Stark. Okay. 20 rupees. We have everything from 20 rupees to 30 crores. This is somewhere in between. This little piece would probably cost around 1,500 hours. Okay, can I tell you the answer now? All right. Pipe down, guys. Pipe down. So something like this would cost close to 1 lakh. Only the wood. That's not what I charge for my guitars. That's what I would be paying somebody to give me this piece of wood for one guitar. Yeah. That's a separate conversation. So if you look inside, okay, let's look at this. We'll discuss my business plan a little bit later.
Questions later, please.
Yeah. So if you see the inside of the back, there's a lot of braces inside this as well. Yeah. This is again to keep the back stiff and to prevent it from collapsing over the years. Because again, this wood is very thin. So this is something called Brazilian rosewood. It's a very, very highly endangered species of wood. So it's very difficult to come by. And that's the only reason that it's expensive. It's not expensive because of any other reason. It's just that there's a lot of demand and there's a very little bit of supply. So people can charge any amount of money and somebody will buy it. For the record, I didn't buy this. Somebody bought the wood, gave it to me, and asked me to make a guitar for them. So, okay. So once this top and the body bit is ready, it gets glued on. And then soon enough, we shape a neck. We put the neck on. We do a little bit of work to that. And finally get the strings on. Now, it may seem like a little bit of a process. One guitar, just building one guitar, takes me more than 2 months. It takes me about 2 months to build a guitar. Yeah? So that's how much time goes into this. I don't work 24 hours, unfortunately. No, I haven't learned how to do that yet. I also have a 3-year-old child, so I like spending time with him. And a couple of dogs who I like spending time with. So, absolutely not 24 hours a day. Now, what do you do with these guitars? Why am I standing here talking to you about guitars? Yeah, do I want all of you to start building guitars? I mean, it's your wish. If you choose to do that, it's perfectly fine. The reason that I'm walking you through this is very simply to tell you that this can be done. I don't have a background in woodworking. I didn't grow up learning how to use saws and chisels when I was a child. I learned how to use a chisel about 8 years ago as a 25-year-old. Yeah. From my educational side, given what I did in school and college and everything else, this is very, very far removed. Yeah, I have studied at a really good college. Emmanuel here, he was with me in college. We know each other from college. Yeah. So we went to the same place. Yet here he is teaching, and here I am working with wood. Right? So the idea is, it doesn't matter. During your journey is just started out. You guys are young right now. You're going to have a lot of options to do fun stuff. Some may seem exciting, some may not seem exciting. You have the standard options, of course, that your parents are going to ask you to get into. And that's fine, there's nothing wrong with it. But in case that's not your thing, there are plenty of other things you can do. I'll give you an example. This gentleman sitting here, Abid, he works with me. Let me tell you what all he does. So in the mornings, throughout the week, he comes and works with me from 8:30 in the morning till 1 o'clock, till lunchtime. Okay? At that point, he's building guitars. Then he goes home. Then he changes. Then he drives to Delhi, where he runs a tennis academy. Right? He teaches tennis till about 7 o'clock in the evening. Then he comes back home. On Saturdays and Sundays, in his house, he has a small workshop where he teaches people woodworking one-on-one. So he has a number of students that come to him just to learn the basics of how to work with wood, how to cut, how to saw, how to chisel, how to plane, how to polish. So he has 3 jobs, basically. He does 3 different things. And he manages to do that. Yeah, because he's passionate about tennis. He used to play a lot of tennis. And now he's one of the best coaches that you can get. Yeah. He's also passionate about woodworking, so he teaches woodworking. And then one day he decided that he wanted to learn how to improve his woodworking, and he figured that learning how to make guitars would be a good way to do that. So he contacted me, we got in touch, and then he started coming and hanging out with me at the workshop. Yeah, now is that interesting or what? Compared to, you know, like my father, who's, I think he's about 66 now, and by the time I wake up, he lives with us. By the time I wake up in the morning, he's already out, and I wake up at 8. I don't wake up particularly late, but about 8 o'clock, he's already out to office. He comes back at about 8 p.m., even now. He's 66 years old. So that is one way to do it, and this is another way to do it. Now, the thing is, some of you may think that this is exciting or that is exciting. That's okay. Each one of you will decide something different. The point is that you need to figure out what is going to help you. Yeah. So this is just, the idea behind this is just to give you a little glimpse to show you what we can do if you decide to do something different. My sister is an artist. She spends 6 months in a year in either Europe or America. I'm very jealous of her life. Because the house is like a hotel for her. She comes here, visits, and then she disappears again. Where are you going? I'm going to Italy for 3 months. Just like, wow, that's a good life. You know, I have a tough time planning a trip to Nainital. You know, here, madams in Switzerland, Italy, they're very standard features. So, but she's taken 15 years to make that her life. So you can have that life if you want it, but you have to work at it. It's not a holiday. It seems like a holiday to everybody on the outside. But it takes a lot of work. Yeah. Would you guys like to see some pictures of the guitars that we make? Yeah, before we go into the next section of this talk. Okay. Can we have the lights down, off? Can we have the lights off, please? Thank you. Images that, well, they're slightly distorted. That's an electric guitar that we made a while ago. That's an instrument called a ronroco from South America. This is at one of our exhibitions in Berlin last year. That guy is the world's most famous guitar maker. He sells one guitar starting at $25,000. Let me show you his face again, just so. Yeah. His name is Jason Costil. Now this guy is so cool. He's one of the guys that inspires me. When I grow up, if I ever grow up, I want to be like him. He used to be with the United States Special Forces in the army. He was that guy that you see in the movies that comes down from helicopters, you know, sliding down on ropes and swinging through things. He has spent 12 years in some of the most violent places on this planet, right? Because he was with the army and there was a lot of stuff happening at that time. After all of that, he decided to quit the army and become a guitar maker. So he found the world's best guitar maker at that time and spent 5 years studying with him. And today, this guy has, if you order a guitar today, he'll deliver it to you after 7 years. 7 years. You wait for a guitar. Yeah, exactly. I will repeat that. 7 years. Because that's how many clients have already booked a guitar. So he works alone. So he has more than 300 orders just pending. Yeah? So you can do that. That's $25,000 a guitar. So but that's not why he's my idol. It's not the money. The money will come. Why he's really cool is, he says, I met him last year at this exhibition in Berlin. And he says that he works 3 weeks at a time. He will work for 3 weeks and he will holiday for 1 week. Every single month. Yeah, imagine a life like that. It's not bad, huh? So every month he takes 1 week to go somewhere in the world that he has not been to before. Yeah, he's not the guy saying, let me try and save all my money and, die when I'm 8 years old, but with a huge bank balance. He's the guy saying, I have money coming in, let me use whatever I need and let me also enjoy some of my life while I'm at it. That's why I like him. Yeah. No, he doesn't work 24 hours. Guys, nobody works 24 hours. Let me make this easy for you. No matter how hardworking you think anybody is, nobody works 24 hours. Yeah? And personally, I don't believe it's a cool thing to pretend to work 24 hours. It doesn't do anything. Yes, sir. His name is Jason. Jason Costel. He's from Arizona in the US. Okay, moving on. So those were a couple of guitars those were my guitars at the show. Sorry? Yeah, that was my table. Yeah, that's right. And Bigfoot. Okay. That's another view of the same, one of those instruments. Can you guys see anything? Again, lights, please. Sir. Thank you. So that's what I was showing you earlier. This top is on fire almost. And that's just the natural beauty of the wood. I've not done anything special to it. It's just beauty. That's a wood which you guys will not be able to identify, but I'm sure you'll know when I mention it. It's walnut. Yeah, you guys eat dry fruit every winter, right? So all these little designs that you see, these are all, each of these pieces, the yellow and blue pieces, each piece is cut out from stone by hand, and then it's inlaid into this black circle. So it takes a fair bit of time. Yeah. That was made for somebody who had a fascination with lions. Okay, that's pretty much it, I think, for the photos. Yeah, I think we've started doing a second round, so we can get done with that. Okay. I'm going to spend 5 minutes or so. Do you have any questions about the guitars? Sorry, before we move on. You have a question?
Sir, you were saying that the wood that costs 1 lakh, don't you make lots of loss?
Because I don't make any loss on it.
Because I don't think that guitars cost more than 1 lakh.
Yeah, okay. So, were you paying attention when I told you how much that guy sells his guitars for? What was the number that I used? Sorry, what did I say? $25,000. Do you think $25,000 might be a little bit more than 1 lakh? How much is it, roughly? It's about 15 lakhs? 14 lakhs? So if you're selling a guitar for 14 lakhs and you spend 1 lakh on the wood, do you think you might make some money on it? Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. Yes, you had a question, didn't you? Where's the mic? Okay.
So how do you
Guys, can I hear him, please? Let's listen to him.
How do you select the correct word?
Wow, that's a really good question. It's a lot more technical than I wanted to get into over here. But very basically, in a nutshell, players come to me. So when someone comes to me and asks for a guitar, I spend a few weeks trying to understand them as a player first, which means that I need to understand their playing style, their body shape, their size, their hands, how big they are, what is the kind of sound that appeals to them. Are there people who like a bright sound? Are there people who like a really warm and mellow sound? So the player will send me a lot of links of videos of guitars that they like the sound of. Or they'll come and play some of my guitars and say, okay, I like this, but I would like it a little bit different in terms of the sound. And once I have that information, and that can take a few weeks, once I have that information, I suggest a species of wood which will be suited to that. Because each piece of wood has its own voice. So a rosewood will be very bright, mango or mahogany will be very warm sounding. So that's how it works. Yes. Okay, last question before I move on.
Greatest guitar maker in the world. What made him so special?
Very good question, man. What made him so special? I think when I wouldn't use the word greatest. I would say he's the most famous guitar maker in the world. He makes a brilliant sounding guitar. I have played many handmade guitars by a lot of the top guys in the world. The kind of sound that he is able to produce, or his guitars are able to produce, like the first time I played his guitar, I had goosebumps all over my arms in front of him, and I was just showing it to him. I was like, look at this. My arms literally, they had goosebumps. Now I can't explain why that is. I don't know. I understand what he's done. I understand what he's thinking when he's building it. But you can't pinpoint it to any one thing that makes his guitars special. It's a lot of little things. The average acoustic guitar has more than 300 small parts. So it's not that if you get one thing right, it'll become a great guitar. Each one of those 300 has to be spot on. Then it works. Do I know how to play the guitar? Very badly. I'll demonstrate. Demonstrate. Are you guys sufficiently bored of hearing me talk yet?
No more questions.
Yeah. He has a question. 4 people around him says he has a question.
No more questions.
Okay, no more questions. I've been big boss man. I was scared of him in college, I'm still scared of him. So, I'm just going to...
Sir is going to play something for you.
I am.
So let's listen to the sound of his guitar, shall we? Okay. Manufactured Fender. It's an American company. Okay. This is also a very good quality guitar. But here is one of Sir's own handmade guitars. So Mr. Barry here, who's a guitarist. Yeah, he's just gonna.
I'll try that.
Yeah. First, you try the Fender. In the last session, Mr. Ashish David. He's a RJ, he's a singer, he's the studio artist, he's a recording artist. He has a lot of stuff. So maybe Mr. Barry here and Mr. Ashish David will sing and play a song for you, right?
Could you roll off the lows a little bit? Just a little bit. Hello. Check. Having fun? Man, I can't hear you. Are you having fun or not? A huge round of applause for this brilliant guy. He makes guitars, man. How awesome is that? The only thing that I can make is Maggi noodles. And that too, not a really good job, man. So, Biriam, how's the guitar sounding, man?
Sounding great.
Yeah, how are you feeling?
I'm yet to discover the sound. Right now, I'm just enjoying it.
Yeah? That's awesome. Let's do this. One of you likes Ed Sheeran? All right. So sing along with me, okay? When your legs don't work like they used to before, and I can't sweep you off your feet, when your mouth still remember the taste of my love, will your eyes still smile from your cheeks? And darling, I will be loving you till we're 70. And baby, my heart is still full as hard as 23. I'm thinking about how people fall in love in mysterious ways, or maybe just a touch of air. Well, I fall in love with you every single day, and I just wanna tell you I am. So honey, now take me into your loving arms, kiss me until the light of 1,000 stars, place your hand on my beating heart. I'm thinking out loud, or maybe we found love right where we are. When my hands all gone and the memory fades, and the crowds don't remember my name. When my hands don't play the strings the same way, I know you will still love me the same. 'Cause honey, your soul can never grow old, it's evergreen. And baby, your smile's forever in my mind and memory. I'm thinking about how people fall in love in mysterious ways. Maybe it's all part of the plan. Me, I fall in love with you every single day, hoping that you understand. Now, baby, now take me into your loving arms, kiss me under the light of 1,000 stars, place your hand on my beating heart. Now, maybe we found love right where we are, and maybe we found love right where we are. What an amazing guitar. It sounds really awesome. Should we do one more song? So because this is such a lovely acoustic guitar, I would like to do another acoustic number which is befitting to the guitar. This one is by, have you heard of this guy called, Mayer, John Mayer? Okay, here we go. If you know this one, you can sing along, you can even hum along if you want. She puts the color inside of my world. She's just like a vase where all of the walls are continually changed. And I've done daughters. Daughters will love like you do. Girls become lovers, but turning into mothers. So mothers, be good to your daughters too. Oh, you see that skin? It's the same she's been standing in since the day she saw him walking away. Now she's left cleaning up the mess he made. Oh, Father, speak to your daughters. Daughters will love like you do. Girls become lovers and turn into mothers. So mothers, be good to your daughters too. Boys, you can bring. You found out how much they can take. Boys will be strong. You soldier on. Boys will be gone with a woman. From a woman, from a woman, from a woman's gone. On behalf of every man, looking out for every girl, you are the God and the way of the world. So mothers, be good to your daughters. Daughters will love like you do. Girls become lovers who turn into mothers. So mothers, be good to your daughters too. So mothers, be good to your daughters too. Mothers, be good to your daughters too. Guys, give it up for Miriam on guitars. And what an awesome guitar our man right here has made. Awesome.
Thank you, sirs. Wonderful workmanship. Such an inspiration. Thank you for such wonderful presentations. Wasn't it wonderful, children? Yeah? Let's give them a big round of applause. Yeah. And so any last
Thank you
words?
guys. Thank you guys for being very patient with me. Everybody put up your right hand for a second. Yeah, put it over your left shoulder and pat yourselves on the back. Yeah, well done.